Last time, the party found themselves outside of a strange temple, flooded after collapsing partially into the sea. Sensing further danger and disarming a handful of traps at the entrance, the party decides it's a good idea to venture back to town. However, they don't know what danger still awaits them in the wilderness. After a short rest, you two, three, not you, but different third person,
Yes.
decide to back away from the temple. Before venturing in, you hear strange sounds coming from within and do not feel confident in the strength at arms that you come to bear.
I would like to enter the temple alone. I'm just kidding.
Cool. You take a
Sounds
short lunch break, or dinner break as it were, and decide to venture southward, back towards Wakemore, following the coast edge through the forest, from whence you came. The rain today was heavier than normal, and as you guys progress back towards Wakemar, you notice that the rain becomes a torrential downpour as you make your way through your muddied footsteps back along the path that you came from. After a few hours of traveling, you notice that the sky becomes darker, much darker, darker than normal perhaps. An hour or two after that, a black mist starts to surround the party.
How do I feel about it?
Unnerved. It is an unnatural mist. It is something that smells, tastes foul. And it does not sit well with the rest of your group either.
Are we still walking?
You are still walking, trudging through wet underbrush of the forest canopy.
Can I start
Wet
running?
underbrush.
I'm just kidding.
Excuse you, what?
I said I'm going to start running.
Would you like to do anything at this point?
I can just continue on.
Okay.
Onward. We must go. Get out of this dreadful swamp.
Soturi opens his mind and slowly becomes aware that the entire area that is covered in mist is desecrated ground, that it has an unholy presence binding itself into the roots of the underbrush in this forest. You immediately sense that there is an evil presence, an undead evil presence, immediately behind Gabe. You turn to look at it, and you see a large, rotting corpse of an orc riding a undead version of a creature you're not entirely familiar with. Like, the bone structure is similar to that of maybe a horse, but it has odd plating on the back of its spine, and its head has horns, like lots of horns. And this orc is headless, and he carries an axe that is covered in blood, and in place of his head is a flaming ball of black fire with penetrating red eyes in the flame. Gabe, you turn and you failed to see him coming or feel his presence or whatever. You fall to your knees in front of this unholy monstrosity and begin quivering, begging for your life. Your eyes begin to bleed. Like your tears are blood as you cry, and you begin taking some massive psychic damage. You take 10 psychic damage as he reaches his hand out towards you and begins prying into your mind itself. His eyes are burrowing into your flesh, and you can feel your soul being rent asunder. You are incapacitated while you are under the effect of this psychic assault. So you are at once terrified, trying to move your body, and yet you cannot.
I'm going to cut his arm off.
Okay, you go for an attack on this man. Go ahead with your
Gabe's arm.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it was funny. I was like, that would actually work, but okay.
Snap him out of it.
Yeah, I'd get him out of it, but I don't know how to heal that kind of stuff.
Good
All right,
berry.
yeah, I'm gonna try to cut that dude's arm off.
Okay. Your sword, with all of your holy might, strikes into this foul undead beast's arm, and it rips it asunder. His arm goes flying off, and Gabe, you are no longer incapacitated, however, you are still frightened. The creature doesn't seem to react immediately to you. It sort of looks down at its arm, and then it turns towards you immediately. Do a wisdom save. You do not immediately fall to your knees, but you do find yourself under the effects of frightened. You look upon this creature's terrifying visage and feel compelled to run.
I dash away, full sprint, and I move 80 feet away from him.
You, similarly, are compelled to run the hell away.
Run away!
Cool, so you run. Are you running with him or in a different direction?
I'll follow him.
Okay, cool. The human druid, who is definitely here and not missing in action, runs in a different direction and gets lost in the black mist.
Oh man, watch out! Run! He's coming for you! Over there! Run that way!
Good luck getting back. The undead monstrosity reaches his armless stumpage at the ground, and his arm returns to his body and reattaches itself.
Do I see that as I'm running away?
Do you turn around to look at this?
No, not really.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to sprint as fast as I can.
Yes, you sprint away with it, so you guys are relatively the same location.
I am the gingerbread man.
Right. Run as fast as you can. All right, cool. The undead mount he is riding lets out a horrific screech and bounds after you aggressively as the man readies his axe following you two and easily catches up to your general state. So your friend here that you've been traveling with for months, if not more time, is down. He's knocked out.
If
and
I do
he's
lay on
bleeding.
hands and give him life, that pops him back up, right?
Yeah.
It certainly does, but you can't do it this turn.
Are there like trees I can kind of jump over to or something?
This whole area is like rough, entangled roots and trees, yeah.
Okay. Is there anywhere I can like gain a little bit of a defense against another attack?
Sure, yeah, you could duck behind some nearby thick rootage as sort of some cover.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, cool. You,
I'd like to go invisible.
yeah. Cool, so you braverify yourself, and while you're doing that,
Braverification.
the undead monstrosity runs up to this creature and starts to gnaw at the unconscious body of you. The guy gets off of his mount and like starts to lumber sort of forward towards Soturi. It stares into your eyes, trying to penetrate into your mind. However, Soturi, the paladin, compelled by pure bravery, is shielded from the unholy effects of this being. While the creature is gnawing on you, you immediately fail one of your death saves.
It's okay, I'm coming for you, little buddy. I'm coming.
This guy is advancing towards Soturi. He's having some difficulty moving around this underbrush, although everything that he touches with his hand starts to become deadened. As he touches a section of branch, the whole thing starts to wilt and rot. The moss becomes pungent and dies and sickens away. And he sort of drags this bleeding axe with him forward towards Soturi. You hear the cry of a bird in the air.
What kind of bird?
Sounds like it might be like a hawk, maybe? Your turn.
Well, he looks pretty much dead, so I guess I'll just hit the road. No saving him. Yeah, so in my heroic state of heroism, it's been cast upon me. I'm gonna gain my 5 points. And I cast Lay on Hands.
Okay, cool. While the undead horror is nomming on your leg, you feel a surge of healing energy course through your body.
Plus 15.
So you slap him up a little bit, and
Pat him on the butt.
you feel the life rushing back into you, Gabe.
Is he still getting gnawed on as he feels
Yes.
this invigoration? Oh, that's fun. Where's he gnawing on specifically?
His leg.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yes, you can immediately do your thing. Yes.
Okay, so I just draw my sword on the ground.
Sure. You draw your blade.
And I spin and slash it right over the top of his head.
Okay.
And then so that after I slash, while it's still like gnawing on my leg, I actually kick it on the side of the head, and then spin around and elbow it.
So you draw. Is it a blade you have, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you draw a blade and stab this thing, kick it, spin it with the elbow, and like pop out. And you can bound away up to like 15, 20 feet. Depends on how far you want to move. But you can immediately make that distance away from that creature if you would like.
No, actually, I'll hop back up.
Okay.
And then run to its to the side to get behind it.
Okay, cool.
Putting myself in between the crazy ass demon, whatever it is.
You move yourself around to the side of this unholy monstrosity.
Does it seem like a zombie?
It certainly has qualities that would be reminiscent of a zombie. Inside, on the side of it, since you can see from this angle now, you can see that there is a black heart beating inside of this creature, oozing out blackened veins throughout the corpse of this thing. And it is encased inside of a gelatin-like substance, almost. First, he's going to attempt to grab you.
Wait, he can move more than 10 feet in a turn?
Literally unplayable.
It's like, can only move 1 foot every turn, just takes a step forward.
Stands there for 6 seconds.
He moves towards you and attempts to grab you. Do an opposed strength or dexterity check for yourself. It actually grapples you.
Why do you roll so good?
Because, I don't know.
Are you using the weighted dice?
No, these are normal dice, actually. You immediately take 7 necrotic damage as he grapples onto you, and then he attempts to attack you with his blades.
I'm going to react with my shield ability.
Fun fact, you barely are able to dodge or ward off the incoming axe as it's like an inch from your face. You're like, ah, and you shield yourself away from it, and it slices into it. You can even feel the
glowing
axe.
rune of Yamala protects me.
Cool. And you could feel that, or see the axe like trying to carve its way through this shield, like it's like almost all the way through, but it gets repelled by this shield. He still grapples you, and you still find yourself in kind of a hot spot. Okay, cool. You hear that bird sound again, and out of the sky, if you guys want to look up, I know it's up to you, you can if you want.
I'll glance.
Might as well describe it for the spectacle anyway.
Cool. So you see a clearing in the forest, canopy, just like a small hole, and you see a circling hawk really high up in the air, and it seems to be dropping down at a rapid pace, like super fast, like straight down towards your guys' location. And about 50 feet from the air, or from the ground, it transforms into an elf and deposits herself directly in between.
Hello, Elohani.
Yes, as you might have suspected, Ahulani has descended from the sky in superhero pose and landed directly next to or in between the creature and its master. She wields a lantern that, as she speaks magic words condemning evil, shines brightly, and the black mist pushes away from your guys' location. The undead horseman and his beast, when the mist disappears, they fade out from existence in front of your eyes. And after a second, you can see them standing on the edge of this curtain of light. Like they reappear out of the mists. And he is riding this creature and sort of pacing back and forth, and he's frustrated trying to get towards you guys, but he can't. She says, "You should not have ventured so deep into the forest. Come with me. I will see you safely back."
I'll follow her.
Cool.
I'll follow too.
You both, well, you specifically, limp with her through the forest. So you guys start to travel through the forest canopy, and she holds up this lantern. And the creature behind you follows you the entire way through the forest for about a day and a half's travel. When you sleep at night, the lantern is still going, but the darkness does not waver. You do not see the sunrise. You do not see the weather change. It stays downpouring, downtrodden, dark, moving all the way through this. About a day travels out from Wakemore. The mist finally dissipates, and the creature leaves. He a little bit before it happens, the guy leaves from the mist, and then the mist itself starts to dissipate, and light starts to shine through after multiple days of what you guys have experienced before.
It sounds like my kind of place.
Ahulani points towards Wakemore and says, "You should return and be more careful when you venture into the forest."
What was that god-awful creature?
I do not know, but it is a curse upon this land.
Does it always take that form?
Most times, yes.
Oh, God.
There are others in the mist, but that is the most common one I have seen. Again, be careful, and do not venture too deeply into the forest.
Could you only keep it at bay? Can you actually
For now, I do not know from whence it comes. I cannot stop it. I can only keep it at bay and help the travelers who are around. Although with so many people coming into the land again, I do not know if I can save everyone.
What about you and your people? Do you think they could do something about this aberration of sorts?
We try, but we have our own concerns. You must return to Wakemore, though. You should not dally.
How did you make the lamp?
By the way, yes, if we could, we would like to have one of those as well, to keep on our travels, because we will be venturing out again.
She's like, "It is a rite of passage for my people. It is not for you. But we will see. If you want to find another of this kind, you should seek out the cave of Warimari. It is a rite of passage of my people to be able to traverse the cave itself. For outlanders like yourself, it could prove useful, and it does have many useful items."
Cool, we'll do that. Can you mark it on this map for me?
I cannot find it again.
Okay.
The cave only reveals itself to those it deems worthy. It moves. You should not wait any longer. I can give you more information later on, but it will take time. I will ask around to see where it has cropped up. Safe travels.
So if we're going to head back to the cave, what would be the quickest route and safest to avoid such creatures? To the temple, I meant. The temple.
I would advise not going back if I were you. If you must travel there, I would suggest bringing many torches with you.
Okay. Well, thank you for
Many
saying
torches. Okay, cool. She turns into a hawk and departs. And you guys travel back to Wakemore.